All right, we're ready for Arkansas. We'll take an opening statement from Coach Van Horn and then have questions for the student athletes. Let them go and then have questions for Coach Van Horn. Coach?
Well, just a great job by our team. And overall, we played really good defense. Offense was clicking pretty good. We did a nice job of fouling off a lot of pitches, a lot of good two-strike swings, get pitch counts up on Etheridge, and then obviously Isaiah was really good today, just locating and working ahead. I think he had one walk, 7 or 8 Ks, and pitched the contact when he needed to, allowed him to get really deep into the game. Gave up a solo homer to the second hitter of the game, didn't phase him, did a great job getting out of that inning. Just kept the same demeanor, went with the same approach and kept attacking, and we came in and scored some runs and, scored 6 runs first 2 innings, gave him a little bit of a chance to catch his breath and just pitch, and that's what he did.
All right, raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you for questions for the student athletes. Matt?
Hey, Trevor, on the first at-bat of the game, you had an 8-pitch at-bat and ended up getting a double out of it. I wonder if you could take us through that and what you thought about the team's 3-2 approach today, because there were a lot of hits out of that.
Well, I think the umpire established his zone pretty early. We knew he was going to have a good, solid, tight zone, and so we were able to take some marginal pitches and then fight the ones off we needed to, and that was kind of the theme up and down the lineup. We were able to fight pitches off till we got one we could handle.
Nate?
Isaiah, just kind of after the home run, just kind of what got things back together for you, and how were you able to shrug it off?
Yeah, I mean, nothing changed after that home run. In all honesty, I made a pretty good pitch inside. Got on his hands. He works out. He's a strong kid. He's a really good batter. Got enough on it, got it out. But it didn't faze me at all. Just took a deep breath, got back in the strike zone, just kept taking one pitch at a time.
Bob?
Isaiah, it was a 2-0 pitch. I guess was it a fastball on the home run?
Yeah, it was a fastball in.
And then you guys turned a couple of pretty nice double plays, this strikeout throw out, and then a nice turn there. Just how much of those double plays help you out?
Yeah, I mean, as a defense, they help you out a lot. They're momentum boosters. They get the momentum on your side, and they're pitch savers too. When you can do that, you save pitches. So just like Coach Van Horn said today, I just pitched a contact and.
You can call me Van Horn. It's okay.
Yeah, so I just pitched contact and just let the defense do the work.
Sorry, one more. When the guys came back and scored 4 for you right there in the bottom of the inning, how big was that?
It's huge getting run support. When you have run support, all I have to do is just go out there and throw strikes. Just keep attacking, keep getting hitters out. When you put 6 in the first 2 innings, you have some margin for error, so you can give up a couple of runs, and you still feel comfortable with the lead. And so just attacking the zone, that's all I did.
Tom?
Yeah, hey, Trevor, Mike Bianco said that you guys made some adjustments from, having seen these guys before, maybe on inside pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything to that?
I mean, we studied that the last couple of days, studied their pitchers, and just refreshed on kind of how they've attacked us in the past, and try to make those adjustments today. And fortunately, we were able to take a bunch of pitches that were marginal that we couldn't do anything with, and then put balls in play when they were in the zone.
You playing with a little extra motivation based on the draft, and how you're feeling about that?
I've got one thing on my mind at this point, so that doesn't really come into play for me. So,
Kyle?
Isaiah, Dave doesn't always say a lot to the pitcher who he takes out, but he took the time to say something to you, and I think he even shook your hand, if I'm right. What did he say to you, and what was that moment like to walk out with a standing ovation?
Yeah, he just shook my hand and said, good job today. Just proud of me pretty much, and then just walking off for the last time on the mound at Baum, it was special. A lot of emotions when I was walking off that mound, and just seeing the fans give me a standing ovation, it was awesome. And I'm going to miss this place and everything, but we still have unfinished business.
Bob?
Trevor, you were 3 for 5. Should have been 4 for 5. Just how'd you feel about your day and how well you hit the ball, and then you got a home run stolen too. It didn't really matter based on the score, but what'd you think of that play?
I mean, he made an incredible play. You just tip your cap to him. Did everything he could out there and came up with it. I think, I saw the ball well and was able to put some good swings on balls, and really saw a lot of pitches, especially my first few at-bats. And I think anytime you can do that as a hitter, you're going to be better off.
Clay?
Isaiah, I think you
took your hat off. Did you look and see your dad today?
No. He always moves around, but he says he has one spot in the stands. But I didn't see him. But the tip of the cap was just to the fans for these past 4 years, and just sticking with us in this team and with me for 4 years. So just saying thank you and appreciate what they've done these past 4 years.
Clara?
Isaiah, what went into the decision for you to come back out in the ninth?
So Coach Hobbs came to shake my hand, and I told him I wanted it. I wanted to finish the game, but I think it was more special to get the standing ovation and walk off one more time. So, it was kind of my choice. I went up to Coach Van Horn. And
you can call me whatever you want now. I'm fine.
I went up to Coach Van Horn and said I wanted, and he just said, you have one more batter. And then I gave up the home run, so I think he's like, let's give him one more and get an out, and that's what I did, and then he came out and got me.
Jason?
All of us we made a lot about Casey Martin's struggles in the postseason. How good was it to see him break out with that first hit there to follow you and kind of get things going again?
Yeah, I think I hit on this the other day whenever I talked about him, but it's just a matter of time before he breaks out. He's such a good hitter and such a good player. You can't keep him down for too long, so we were expecting him to come out and have good at-bats today.
Bob?
Trevor, you guys are one game away from the World Series now. But, we know back in March you guys, Isaiah beat these guys in the opener and you guys did, and then they came back and won 2. Kind of what's the team's mindset being one win away, but, it's a tough win to get.
We haven't accomplished anything yet. We've got to come out and play well tomorrow, and that's what it comes down to.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thanks, fellas. All right, same thing for Coach Van Horn. Raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Matt?
Dave, you got into a lot of 3-ball counts against Etheridge today, whether it be 3-2. Got a lot of hits, got a lot of walks, hit by pitch even in one of them. What did you think of your team's approach when they got into those situations?
The approach was real good today. We battled him last time pretty good, got his pitch count up, and, the first inning, his count was way up before Kenley hit the 3-run homer. So we'd already tied the game up, and he almost got out of it, but we still had him in the 30s. And then, Kenley hit the home run. We saw a few more pitches. And, as a coach, whether it's your pitcher or the opponent's pitcher, that your starter's probably not going to go very far in this game when they have to stand out there and throw. I don't know what he threw, almost 40 pitches it seemed like. So just a super job by our offense of fighting and just trying to get to a better pitch where they felt like they could handle a little bit better, fouling balls off. And good job by maybe everybody up and down the lineup. It wasn't like it was just the top. It was the whole lineup.
Tom?
Yeah. Hey, Dave, what did it mean to you that Isaiah was able to come back in the 9th? And that was a pretty big ovation he got, and he was able to tip his cap and all.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get him out with maybe 2 outs in the 8th, and we said, let's just let him finish it because I wanted him to get, a little bit of an ovation. It was going to be his last outing here at home, and, then he got a quick out. So we just, Coach Hobbs and I had decided, that's it. I think he was right at 100 pitches or so. And he came running down around the corner and said, I want to finish this up. And I said, okay, you can go back out, but you're going to get 1 out. And he said, okay. So that's kind of what went down there.
Matt?
The first inning at bats by Ezel and Fletcher were both 8 pitches. What did you think about those 2 at bats? And maybe you feel like that maybe set the tone for you offensively for the day?
Well, Ezel's at bat, I think it was 1-2 real quick, and maybe it went to 2-2, fouled off a few more. 3-2, fouled off a pitch or 2, and then really hit a pretty good pitch, a located fastball, probably on the outer half, maybe on the corner, and just slapped it down the left field line. That was big for us right there after giving up a run in the first. They got pretty excited about it, and for us to come in and to score, I think that was big. It kind of slowed it down a little bit. As far as Fletcher, he doesn't necessarily have long at bats. But that was a really good at bat, and that was good to see. It felt like that he was seeing the ball good. He took some good swings, laid off some breaking balls in the dirt, fouled off some pitches he was right on, and it's just a good at bat. A lot of pitches.
Clay.
So, Coach, when do they get to call you Van Horn?
They keep winning, they can call me whatever they want. I really don't care. I'm sure they call me a lot of things when I'm not around, but I'm good with that too. Now, those guys are great. It's just guys being guys. I'm Coach Van Horn to me when they're usually we're together, but when there's just talk, it's Van Horn, it's whoever. It's just I've been there. It's like I call you by your last name when you're not around.
Bob.
Dave, have you decided who you're going to start tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll start Connor.
Not a surprise. What went into that thinking?
Not much.
You just feel like he's obviously been
Had more rest.
Yeah. And then their starter, I think you said the other day you voted him freshman of the year. How
He's
tough
their
is
ace.
he gonna be? Yeah.
He's their ace. I mean, if you look at the numbers and you look at the wins, he's got 8 wins, I think, 8 or 9. So he's really good. Lefty, he's crafty, got a good arm, good breaking ball, throw it whenever he wants. Might be his best pitch. Whenever he's behind, he'll come with it. So he's tough. We're gonna have to really be locked in.
And you've been in a lot of super regionals. Now you're on the verge of another World Series trip. I think it'd be your 8th. I think. What's the feeling like right now?
Feels like we haven't really done anything. Just like last week, I told the players after, the second win, they still hadn't done anything. It's nice winning games, but I've been on both sides of it. Coming back and winning them and not finishing them out. So just same as always. Go home and take a shower, eat, hang out, watch some baseball, and get up and do it again.
Grant.
Speaking of plays that didn't really matter, but there was a play with Franklin. It looked like he was going to take third on a fly ball and then went back. Do you know what happened there?
Yeah, that wasn't good base running, was it? With 1 out, we want our guys to get off a little bit. With no outs, take your time. Go back to the bag tag and get to third with less than 2 outs. And he panicked, took 4 hard steps, tried to get back, and then he got back and he barely had his toe on the bag, and he was all twisted up. And just decided he didn't know where the ball was, so he just stayed there. Feel fortunate that, the next hitter got a base hit up the middle and drove him in. But, that was just, base running mistake.
Bobby.
You talked about the approach to start the game for Ezel, but really since the postseason play began, he's looked like he's been locked in 6-7 extra base hits. What's been his approach, and what's the mindset that you see from him?
Well, I think his approach is the same as it's been pretty much since we put him in the leadoff spot, and that's just to compete and battle, see pitches, and be a tough out, whether he gets a hit or not. I think his mindset is that he hits first in the game, and he needs to have a good at bat. Needs to come back with some information for the other hitters, whether it's after he scores a run or makes an out, just to see some pitches. But he's been around the game for a while, and he's swinging it as good as anybody we have right now.
Eric.
Coach Van Horn. Having guys that's been in this same situation last year, you talked about last weekend, you really didn't have to say a lot to them. Is that the same thing tomorrow?
Yeah, I didn't say much to them. Just told them what they did good, a couple things we needed to work on, and what time we were eating tomorrow. And that's about it.
Bob.
Yeah, Dave, I guess Goodhart's got 5 home runs with 3 in the last 5 games. I guess back-to-back games. What are you seeing from him power-wise?
Well, I guess just the same as everybody else. I mean, he's swinging the bat good. The ball jumps off his bat. He's been pretty patient at the plate, and he's got a lot of bat speed. And that's a good combination when you're seeing the ball good and you're not jumping at balls that are in the dirt, and putting some pretty good swings on the ball. It's the confident hitter is what I'm seeing.
The last time you guys played Ole Miss and Hoover, they did a pretty good job of. And you guys pitched well against them too, but you guys had more hits today than you had combined in the 2 games. What was it? Adjustments? You guys was it being back home? And what do you think?
Probably a little bit of both. It's being back here. It's being a little rested, making some adjustments. I mean, you learn from the past a little bit, and I think that's what we've done.
Any more questions for Coach Van Horn? Coach, thanks. Congrats.
Okay.